at a certain point in time in life, sometimes you gotta make people respect you. You gotta make people realize the value of yourself, even when you might be doubting yourself.
You gotta have some inkling onto the respect that you feel like you deserve, though, man, and be mindful, because it might be somebody who listening who don't even know why they fighting negative thoughts,
right?
But I feel like your negative thoughts are directly linked to your output, man.
Yeah.
And you can think better, man. I feel like I've been addicted to thinking negatively my entire life. And I feel like I probably missed out on some powerful stuff just because of my own self-worth and the way that I view myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way you look at your body ain't the way somebody else look at your body.
Right.
Same thing mentally. People tell me how they feel about me, and if you got a bad mental conversation, you can't even convince me. I used to stop people when they was giving me compliments to be like, no, but you don't understand. I suck.
Right.
It's like I'm trying to convince you.
Right.
But it's all from not knowing self, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man, we trying to promote progress, man. We don't have no guests this week, man. We just talking about, man, building self, man. If you out there, man, they call it mental illness, but man, it's really about self-awareness and self-worth, man. Be very aware of when you drink. Be very aware of when you might use a drug, because what you're doing is you setting off a circuit in a loop of events. Notice that every time you drink, it's right after something where you might feel like your self-worth is low.
Right.
Or notice that when you smoke, it's every time you might be feeling down or feeling rejected. Notice that inside yourself, man, because you can stop it by stopping the loop. A lot of us are living in loops.
Yeah. And
telling ourselves these same stories, and it keep us in the way we going. So
my thing that I had to do, and because not to say I haven't had or I don't have situations or throughout my life, I had moments where I felt down. But what helped me get through it is what was awakening me as a youngster. So, and whenever there's trauma or there's a bad situation that's going on in my life, I turn to my gifts.
See?
So I turn to my music, I turn to working out, I turn to hoop, I turn to all kind of different, everything that I all the natural abilities that I have and I possess within myself is what I turn to when things, my humor. Like I said, I laugh at myself cause you usually some things you only see happen to other people, so you don't know it until it happens to you.
Yeah.
So that's like, it's this quote that was on online before. It was like, when you certain songs sound really good to you, but once you go through whatever it is that the song is talking about, is when you really understand them.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
a song will connect with you on a whole nother
level.
And then you like, where did they get where? Sometimes you hear a song, you be like, why did they use those words? But when you go through it, it describes the situation so vividly. It touched you on a whole different level, man. I've been listening to a lot of like music from my childhood, because I'm seeing that, like, man, you the architect of your future. A lot of us feel like we the victim, and you can feel like you the victim for so long that you feel like that's what's empowering you. You turn it, that's your role now. The victim mentality is looked at as a low place, but often the victim playing person is the most powerful person in the room. Because they know how to play victim and make everybody else they puppet and manipulate through playing this victim role, which shows that you have more power than you say that you got.
Oh yeah, it's
crazy, man.
Yep.
I read this quote because this show today is about escaping fear, escaping the thought of worry. I've been dealing a lot with worry, but what I realized what's really happening is I've always been addicted to negative thoughts. So when I feel empowered, my mind starts to bring me back to worry to make it feel, to go back to what it knows. It knows. Nah, you used to being worried about stuff. So when I get to these points where I'm like, I'm not worried about nothing, something will be triggered and it'd be like, but what about that? And now it's pulling you back into that stagnance of life.
Right.
When you in a fear mode, you can't be productive. You can't be creative. And when I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to notice those thoughts and being able to stop them. You got to be able to see what your triggers are. And like Vibe said, man, when he feel down, he goes back to his strengths. The problem with a warrior is that when they feel down, they run away from themselves. They run away from their strength. So for years, I would get down. Well, I'm always down because I'm always in a negative mindset. So I'm running away from myself. I'm trying to avoid my strengths. Run towards your strengths. I read this quote today. Action cures fear. When you feeling bad, you feel like the world is against you. You in that fear mind state. It can make it to the point where it's hard to get out the bed.
Oh yeah.
It can make it to the point where your body will start to hurt. Anxiety, you have to do what you're good at. Because inside your mind, you might be outside shooting hoops because you're feeling down. But what's happening in your mind is, I'm good at this. So it's building self-respect. It's building self-esteem. It's building that confidence that you really need to get through that situation, man. And that's the problem, man. It's too many distractions, too many things where you can run away from yourself with. I think we in a time right now where it's about confronting yourself and searching for truth. Because that will set you free. It truly will set you free. Away from a lot of stress, away from a lot of fear. So, man, escape and worry, man.